All right, cool, man. I just got the key. So this is the trunk lock for the Rolls-Royce Corniche. Just got a key made. So I don't know if that same key is gonna work for the rest of the stuff, like the ignition, etc. At least I got a key for the trunk, which I needed anyway. If it doesn't work on the rest of the locks, then we gotta pull them out and bring them in. These guys did a good job, but it took them a gosh darn week. Charged me 45 bucks. I don't care about the money. It just took a long time. I sure hope this key works, man. All right, there it is. Let's try this out. I'm gonna find out live if this works. See if this key. Whoops. Oh no, it doesn't do anything. It's not working on the door. That's bad news. Let's find the glove box lid. Oh, it's in here. This is gonna suck.
Right on the glove box.
Nothing. Son of a bitch. So, here, hold this. Can you hold this without turning it off? I hate to take this key out because that means I gotta redo it again. No. Damn it.
Pull it back just a little bit.
Yeah, no, but it's not working.
No.
That sucks so bad. I waited a week for that. Find out that that key doesn't work.
Well, at least you got.
Well, it just turned it, but that's because this tumbler's bad. So I guess technically I can use it, but it's just that you know it doesn't work. You know, the thing is this tumbler's so bad that this key that goes to a completely different car, you know, this key is a completely different key. You know, I'm trying to compare them. It's a completely different key, and I managed to get it to work simply because this tumbler's jacked. But the fact that this key doesn't work, this means I don't have a key to the door. So, and there's no guarantee that the key that's in the door works this ignition either. I mean, I needed a key to the trunk. I paid 45 bucks for it. The thing is for 60 bucks, they'll send you a new key and tumbler anyway. So I only saved 20 bucks, but it took me a week. You know, I could buy all these keys, but the point is doing the work. And taking this effing thing apart is what I do not want to do. That's the part that sucks. That's the part I don't want to do. Because you have to take all these wires off. Look at all these wires. Like, look how many there are. You gotta be kidding me, bro. You gotta take all that off to get this thing apart, to get in there. I mean, even if I bought a new one, I'd still have to take it all apart. And just...
one wire at a time.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I mean, you know, it's working though. You know what? But I still need a key to the door. It just barely works though. Look at that. It's not supposed to, but it does. Look at it, it's working now.
Is there a starter button or something?
No, well, the battery's disconnected.
Oh, okay.
But look at it, it's working.
Maybe connect the battery and see if it works.
Well, I know it'll work.
Yeah.
But I still need to get a key for the trunk. It's not, you know. Now sometimes there's like a special valet key, you know, for the
housekeeper.
Well, the glove box. No, the valet, like you want to be able to lock your glove box with personal items in there. You don't want your valet taking your 8-ball of Coke out of your glove box. So the thing is that...
And your $2,000 Bruno Marley fucking gloves, right?
So what's going to happen next? Okay, that's not turning. It's just the whole lock is loose. So that means we got to take the door apart to get a lock out of the door. Because you know what? I probably don't really need to lock the door because
it's a convertible.
I'm not gonna grab the top up. So really, like, I don't need to lock the glove box. I don't need to lock the doors because I'm never gonna put the top up probably. But if I wanted to, I'm gonna have to take those keys out. So if this will turn the ignition, and I don't need to lock the trunk either. So you know what? I guess we'll use this. The key works. It's not supposed to work, but it does. But this just shows you, you know, Rolls-Royce is a very fine thing in many aspects. But when it came to their keys, the key they used for these things was bullshit. I mean, it was just like a, look at that thing. It's working. It's not supposed to. This is not even the key for this car, but the tumbler in this thing is so jank. You know. I mean, it's probably like a 4. Look at that. It's like a 4-pin tumbler.
Wow.
Lock-picking lawyer could open this thing with a bobby pin in about 10 seconds. So.
Bobby pin and a paper clip, huh?
So I guess we're just stuck with it. I'm going to put this back together and put it in there. It works. I mean, you know, look, as long as, like I said, I'm not going to be locking this thing up and leave, you know. I'm just really disappointed. But you know what? At least I can start the car and move it. Like if I hook up the battery, the thing will start right up. I've been on the Flying Spares website. They're called Flying Spares, and they sell Rolls-Royce parts. And I was looking at all the different things that this car needs. They sell a complete rubber kit for the car. It's about $2,000, but it's every single little rubber piece on the car, including the windshield gasket. So if we decide to paint the car, we're gonna have to pull this windshield out. We may do it ourselves. And because the gaskets aren't, it's the same gasket like that you use in my flux capacitor. It's a rubber gasket. And so, but like for instance, if we take these doors apart, there's these little plastic pins that hold this thing together. So this thing just comes up. If you take this door cap off, there's some screws along the top, and then this thing just pops off.
Right.
Because I was looking at my Silver Shadow over at the other place the other day. Like these door locks don't work. Of course, it's not plugged in, but these don't work. And for the other car, I'm having to order. There's all sorts of things to make the window go up and down. There's a window brake. Like there's a big solenoid this big that's in 3 parts, and that brake slows the window down to keep it from dropping because it's so heavy. Then there's the motor that lifts it up and down. And then there's a big bar that goes right here, and I shit you not, it's held in with leather straps. Right? They literally run a piece of leather around it and screw it in right here, and that holds that bar steady. And then there's all these little fir tree felts. Now these are pretty good, but that kit that I want to buy includes, you know, there's supposed to be, like there's not even rubber on this car. There's supposed to be rubber here. There's rubber here. So there's this piece of rubber that goes all along the bottom here. So there's that. And then there's this rubber. You take these caps off and there's a flat spot with the foam that's here, or the rubber here. So there's rubber that goes underneath all of these. Then there's this big piece of cap rubber here that fits into that. So when this closes, this should be a big soft piece of rubber that fits into this cavity and seals it. Because the way this convertible top is made, when this thing comes together, it's supposed to seal up as tight as a hard top when it comes together. There's channels for all of these. There's a channel on the inside of this window, but this one, see that lip right there and that lip? These two go together like this and seal together. And so this thing should seal up airtight and be quiet as a Rolls-Royce once all this rubber's, but it's so hard and janked out. Like this is, it's hard as a rock. Look at it. It's like,
Oh, I know. I took all the rubber off the trunk, and it was a chore.
so $2,000 for all the rubber. So if we decide to do the paint job on the car, we have to take the doors apart, the panels, because we have to pull these handles off. And that'll be a good time to make those keys. These mirrors have to come off. all this can stay because this can be taped off, right? But this little piece of chrome here, or stainless, or it's chrome, we could probably leave this, but it really should come off. And then all of these have to come off. I've ordered another one of these little plastic bits here. That was 40 bucks. Somebody put too bright of a bulb or something in here and it melted. These are held down with one screw. There's one screw there, and then this comes off, and there's a lip here that holds it on. We only have to take those off. That'll come off in a few seconds. And then we have to pull the bumpers, because we have to be able to get underneath there, and then we have to paint these plastic covers separately. These were part of I told you about that before, they're part of a 5-mile-an-hour bumper requirement that happened in 1973. A lot happened in 73 and 74 in America for the bumpers and the seatbelts. The 74 Dodge Monaco that I have up front, the Blues Brothers car, it was one of the first cars to have a seatbelt system that the car wouldn't start unless you had your seatbelt plugged in. Now, it was really easy to defeat. You could go in there and unplug the thing, which is what everyone did. But I remember I bought a stock Dodge Monaco, and I got in the car, and I didn't have the seatbelt on. I couldn't get it to start, couldn't figure it out. And then we figured it out. You plug the seatbelt in. So a lot happened in 73 and 74 for bumper height requirements and seatbelts and things like that. So anyway, these have to come off for paint, and this grill will come off, or wrapping. Whether we wrap it or paint it, this still has to happen. Doesn't matter. I just saw a video of somebody who just wrapped the Silver Shadow, and it came out fantastic, and they wrapped it. As far as this shielding, I don't know what exactly goes here. I think wood, or maybe just the material. Anyway, you've done a great job getting it all clean here. We'll take a look.
It's supposed to be a red circle, right?
Yeah, it's a square. So it's
Just pay
he doesn't know how to work an iPhone. That's my fault because I bought him a Droid. Maybe you'll get an iPhone for Christmas if you're really good.
I was trying to joke with you about that.
I get it. So yeah, we've been cleaning this thing with this material. He's been massaging this. It looks so much better. I mean, look at that. It's so much cleaner. Look down in the grain there. And so this color I don't like it. It doesn't hurt. What am I trying to say? I don't hate it as much as I used to. Because I've seen some of these cars red with that exact interior in it, and they look good. So it's coming along. It may not look like there's any progress, but the amount of cleaning happening here, you have no idea how much clean. I mean, he's been cleaning this thing for days. It was just filthy. And I've ordered carpets for these that'll be delivered next week. I mean, really, when we put this together, there's a little delamination here on this. That looks pretty nasty. A little bit of wood glue and some clamps. The surface of this ain't bad. It ain't bad. So this car's gonna come back together. It's not gonna look anything like this in a short, when we're done with it. But yeah, all this has to be scraped off here, all this crud.
Yeah, you gotta take this.
So we'll have to take this, and maybe if you take that off, that whole piece will come off.
Yeah, this whole liner around here, that was ordeal because it was all just sun-baked, you know?
I mean, this trunk isn't that big the boot, rather, I should say. It's not that big a deal, simply because it's never gonna be wet. It's never gonna be rained on. It's never gonna get hosed off. It's gonna be wiped down. It's never gonna get wet. It doesn't rain. I'm in Las Vegas. I probably will recover this with some carpet. I'll have a piece of carpet made. This in here, we're just gonna paint this. I'm gonna buy some, not just paint, but probably like rhino liner or something. Now, you do gotta keep in mind that this is covering, I think, the fuel tank here, and you need to be able to access the fuel tank one day. So we might take all these bolts out. We'll take all these bolts and screws out. We'll polish them over there on the buffer, right? And then, but we'll leave this in, and then I'll paint all of this. Then we'll spray paint those bolts and then put them in. Then I'll go get a big fur rug. like like the one I have in my Phantom, a big black bear fur rug, a fake fur rug.
Right.
And I'll cut it to shape and I'll put it in here and it'll have a fur rug in here, so that if I want to go shopping, put stuff in here. Unless they'll sell me the pre-made carpet that fits in here exactly, which they may have. But, you know, I can buy one of those rugs for like $100. You know?
I mean, everything's pretty loose too. You can tuck everything under.
Yeah. Well, there's supposed to be a big carpet that sits in here, and
Right.
well, there's supposed to be a matting and then a carpet. Like obviously, see this fabric that was here, this carpet here, started to peel, and he just peeled it off, you know, and you could see. So it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
It can be recovered. All I have to do is take this whole panel off and then take it down to the upholstery shop and go, here, upholster this. And that's probably what I'll do. So, not much of an update, rather disappointing. Also, we need to clean this, I'm sure. Let me see. Every one of them I've seen look like hell. Here, see if you can open that while I'm pulling this. Push on the front of it. There, yeah, keep doing that. There you go. So there's supposed to be a spring. So we just need to like clean that a bit. We're missing a spring or something somewhere. There's a spring there. It's just something's binding here. We got to figure out why that's binding. Looks like it's rubbing. That's not good. Because there's supposed to be an electric solenoid that clicks that opens that.
Right.
I mean, it's not the end of the world if I have to open the trunk every time I want to fill it up.
Yeah, there's a spring in there.
Yeah. And as goofy as it sounds, I want to clean this gas cap. I'll probably do that. We'll polish it. Yeah. So I want to clean this. See, there's supposed to be that string attached to it. So, but I want to clean and polish this gas cap, and then I'll repaint it, paint it gold or something. Usually they're like brass or something, but you know, I like what a nice big hole that is. Don't get any ideas, hippie.
Yeah.
I know you see a.
You gotta paint stickers on it.
You see a big. Yeah, I'll put some fur around it for you.
A big gaping hole.
Remind you of the '70s.
Yeah. I'm still waiting to see the van video.
Yeah, you haven't seen the van video of you sniffing the panties?
You haven't put it up yet.
Yeah, I did. I put it up days ago.
Did you?
You're a star. People love it. You got to go read the comments.
I gotta go look at it.
You need to go get a shot. That's what you need, a tetanus shot after sniffing those gonorrhea panties.
My whole life, I've never been allergic to anything. No shots, no nothing.
Yeah. You're certainly not allergic to.
I'm immune to bad panties.
Oh, I could tell.
My immune system is really good.
And then pretty soon we're gonna get to detailing this gosh darn engine. It's just filthy. We'll have to do that outside. We're gonna degrease. I'm always amazed at how well preserved all of these the engine mattings are on every one of these cars. They're always good. Look at that thing. It's 50 years old and still good. I don't know what material they're using to make those, but it's good shit. Anyway, all right, there's your Rolls-Royce update for the day. Quite disappointing. Key works, but doesn't work. How about that?
Would you put it on YouTube or Facebook?
It's always on YouTube.
Oh.
It's where all my videos go, YouTube. You're trying to tell me that you're not subscribed to Videobob?
On Facebook, I am.
On YouTube? What's the matter with you? And you should be too. You should be subscribed to Videobob, and you should like this and share it with your friends that are interested in Rolls Royces. We still never found my bottle of tea, did we?
Is this it?
No, that one's empty. It was a brand new full bottle of cold tea, and I set it down somewhere and I haven't been able to find it. I'm so thirsty. Update, Bob finds tea. This is the Gold Peak no sugar tea. No sugar sweet tea. It's okay. It's not the greatest in the world. It's not an endorsement. But I like tea, and I like it in the bottle. And I didn't want to have to go brew some, and so it's a fast. Still cold, too.